That song was so trash. Took me a whole week to fix it.
All right, well, we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Oily Trash Movies, the only podcast.
Wait, are you seriously starting right
Bubble,
now?
we do this every...
Don't even have my notes.
We do this every week, Bubble. We're your hosts. I'm Daddy WarBux.
And I'm Bublegum Barbie.
And today, we've got all of our notes in order for the first time ever.
What are we watching?
We are watching Sorority Babes 2 in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama.
Okay, so we ended up watching the original, the 1980 something, right? And both War and I fell asleep.
No, we both took a nap during the movie and then ended up getting up like 8 hours later.
Yeah, we both took a nap and we woke up. Hold on, I can't. I'm losing my... So we both took a nap, and when we woke up from our nap, we saw that movie was playing on a loop. So when
just all night.
All night. And when I woke up, I was like, oh shoot, I missed the entire third half or second half of the movie. I look at what War is playing, and it started from the beginning. I was like, oh my god, I can't watch this movie all over again.
So, because of us, this movie is now on the Amazon Prime trending list because it was watched 40 times one night. And this is the sequel to it. It's probably going to be pretty terrible. The first movie, I think, was mostly oily.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty oily. I mean, it had the hot babes. It had, like, the nudity. It had more nudity than Kill Her Goats did. But it was a trashy film. And
Kill Her Goats had fake nudity. When we were doing the editing, we noticed a lot of the nude scenes. At least the one woman, the brunette, was wearing pasties in all of her scenes.
I think the reason why, though, is because if they paid them for them to get nude, they would go bankrupt. The production would essentially not be able to afford them because they probably have a really big, hefty bill. It's like, oh, you want to see my nipple? Pay up, $1,000 or whatever.
The other two women did not have that clause in their contract, but she definitely did. There
was one that she's not the main actress. The main actress, the lead in the film. She wasn't a playmate. She's the only one that wasn't. She's just a full-fledged actress.
Two of them were playmates. One of them was just a model.
No, four of them were playmates.
Four of them were playmates. What? There were only four women in the whole movie.
Yeah, so the main lead sister is a playmate. The two best friends is a playmate. Oh, I guess you're right. Just three women.
All right, and then last week we watched Aquarium for the Dead, which we both hated.
Yeah.
It felt like a sci-fi original movie. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah. I really didn't care for it much. I have nothing to say about it. Just that it is still funny that they had the logo of the aquarium like 4 times maximum in each scene. I thought that.
I swear it was in 5 or 6 at sometimes. They really plastered those logos.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it wasn't the screenplay wasn't bad. The acting wasn't terrible. It was okay, but that's it. It's a movie that I just really didn't have much to say about at all.
Well, it committed the worst sin a movie can be, which is that it was uninteresting, I think.
Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama 2 is a 2002 film, and it is only 62 minutes. Just like the older version, it was very short, surprisingly, which is why it's even more surprising that we ended up taking naps.
We couldn't even stay awake 1 hour.
I know, it wasn't even an hour, I don't think. I think it's the same time distance, both 62 minutes. So the director is Brink Stevens. The writer is Kent Roadbush. And I think that is it. The actresses have done some things. I don't know any of them. All
They're
unknown.
definitely all playmates.
Yeah, who knows? There's one guy who was like in like the Black Spider-Man in 2014 who I don't know what that is. And then we
You can't just call him the Black Spider-Man. That's racist.
No, that's what they call. That's what the movie is called. He was in the Black.
Wait, it's
Spider-Man.
called the Black
Spider-Man 2014.
That's the name of a movie?
Yeah, that's the name of the movie.
That sounds like a mockbuster if I've ever heard one.
I know, right? It has to be. It has to be 100%.
Well, somehow the director of this movie, Brinky Stevens, is a woman. This was directed by a woman.
Okay. Oh yeah, there she is. The budget was $500,000 to make this film.
Okay, this is a legitimate movie.
Yeah. So I just want to say hello to all our subscribers and our devoted fans. You guys are wonderful. We love you. Good morning. If you're watching this in the morning.
If you're watching it in the evening, good evening.
Yeah, and if you're watching it at night, I hope your nap goes well.
Man, we just start right out with a bunch of women doing aerobics, looking sexy, and bowling. All of the theme, this is almost like the, what do they call that in a symphony or like a musical? The overture. This is the overture of the movie. And, it's giving us all of the themes that we can expect, such as bowling and hot women and balls. Lots of balls.
I mean, the intro to this movie is already different from the original.
I can barely remember the first movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe this is almost a remake, more so than a sequel.
Do you remember that one actress who was like the bad chick and she looked like she was on cocaine as she's filming? And we were just so happy that she remembered her lines. It's the 80s.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's the 80s. And you were like, it looks like she is fucking... Her eyes were just like so dilated and there was really little to no light.
If it was the 80s, those women were definitely on coke. That girl looks like a hipster there with that. She looked directly into the camera for a split second. But look, this is the original movie here.
Oh yeah, right here. The three nerdy dudes. Oh my god.
Three young, super hot girls. Oh yeah, look, Spider. That's her.
This is the movie. They're just going back on the film.
That's gonna be the whole film, is somebody explaining the events of the first film.
I do want to mention this because you didn't mention it. You did say that they used the same puppet for this movie.
No, I don't think it's the same puppet at all.
Oh. I thought you told me that they used the same puppet.
No, you're wrong. I said that this puppet looks way worse. Why is this 90-year-old woman in this sorority house? Is that how it works?
One thing I do wish is that the costumes is 1,000 times better than the original, because the original were just so homemade trash.
I like how updated this is for modern audiences with the tatted up alt babe with the pink strip in her hair.
I love how they have the director's picture on the... She did a little cameo on the chick's...
was that her?
Yeah,
was it
that
Brinky?
Was her. Yeah, it was her.
My photo is going to be in the upcoming film Crackoon.
Okay, they're doing the same thing. They just don't have the nerds look in. And she's just literally taking a shower for no reason, where in the original, they were taking a shower because...
Now, Ron, here's the guys.
Everywhere.
The guys are going to spy on her. Oh my god, it's updated for the technological age where they're spying on her with hidden cameras in their iPad.
What was the whole point of going so far then? If they already have...
Yeah, why are they out in the middle of the woods where there's no Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi, as you call it?
They could just stay in the comfort of their own home by themselves with a closed door. They're so stupid.
Damn, they've got the entire house bugged? It's in the monkey's eye.
Yeah, that's not obvious.
This is also kind of a felony offense, I think.
Yeah. Which one is the version? Quick, guess.
Hold on, I gotta wait till I see them again. Let's have a three-way with Mr. Cuddles.
We're busted. Evasive maneuvers. Huh? Hide.
I don't know.
I know. It's so
I would say
hard.
maybe Pink Shorts might be the virgin. I don't think any of them are virgins. They all look like pretty
Like
handsome
sluts?
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do look like sluts.
We'll be there.
Same with these women. I don't think any of these women are virgins.
Oh no.
Oh my god, it's the goth chick.
See anything? Maybe. Just sign that.
You guys have a bathroom camera?
Yeah, toggle back. Toggle to the next camera, guys.
We gotta move that camera back into position, bro.
Maybe the cameras connect via Wi-Fi, so they have to be in range to see what they're recording.
So they do that. A lot of people don't notice this, but there has been instances where people hack the Alexa. No, the
Ring, or
The
there's
Ring.
all. Yeah, they've hacked all of them.
yeah, the Ring where people watch people.
Man, that goth girl has such hot acne scars.
Silence.
I'm trying to figure out if she even has lenses in her glasses.
Adorning yourselves in our
Okay, so we did get our
Whipped cream.
our whipped cream scene.
Yeah, but we didn't get the Spanx.
All right, Bubble, the Spanx are coming back. They did have the paddle. Oh god, the paint job on all of these rooms look horrible. Also, this is disgusting because the whipped cream doesn't actually shoot out. It just falls down when it comes out the
I
edge.
know.
on upstairs and get
Why is the
cleaned
goth
up.
girl there? Is she part of the sorority?
Apparently.
All due
So
respect.
bad. I think surprisingly, even though I fell asleep, the original is better than this one.
I like the fake spread of food they have, including sushi that nobody's touched. They have 4 pizzas, an entire spread of charcuterie boards for 4 women.
Oh, classic. Deep tragic story. She's a real goth. She's playing her character. Look, she's still tiny. She's still a tiny woman. She just got a boob job.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a double shower scene. This is just like the scene from Kill Her Goats. I'll airbrush them out of it. Oh my god, we've got all 3 ladies showering together. Amazing.
Tell me when this is over. This is just like not pleasant. But look, you can see the difference. Like the 80s was like bush.
I gotta go back and compare this to the shower scene in the 80s original. I would actually be interested to see how the beauty standards in shower scenes have changed.
Well, this one is obviously like they're making it sexual, where the other one they were just like doing a slow shower, you know.
It's just a little developed.
Where this
It
one
was
they're
just
just like,
voyeuristic in
Yes.
the first one.
right, like yeah, she's taking a shower and she's hot.
One time and
This one they were just like, oh my god, it's just what we asked
Yeah.
for in the last.
Yeah. This is, well, it's like the sequel always has to ramp everything up, you know? So you take the shower scene with one girl, how do you make it better? 3 girls.
Yeah.
Really, it works, like, on paper, it's brilliant.
It's brilliant, yeah.
He just needs to chuck the monkey back up through the window.
which one of you did this?
I like how she's holding up the monkey and they're all topless. And the nerds are not even looking at it. Retards.
It's stupid nerds.
Watching a little movie, were we?
Movies? Who has the time?
Yeah, who sits around watching movies saying unfunny things the whole time?
I don't know.
They would have to be unemployed, for sure.
We're on to you.
I'm so sad somebody didn't like my voice, and they got turned off to the podcast. And you know what? I'm gonna come to that person's house with a lead pipe and a taxidermy cat.
I like her bottom line.
Dude, that would be so cool to just hang out in a bowling alley after hours.
Yes, of course, my fine lady.
Like, assuming that there's no goblin imp haunting you.
Right. It would be cool. You know, one thing that I saw, like, it's really interesting, the difference between the bowling alley today in comparison to back then. They had, like, a whole backstage because they had actual people having to manually put the cones back in place.
I don't think that's so,
Yeah.
Bubble.
Yes.
I feel like they've
No,
always
it's
had
true.
automatic
No.
bowling.
No,
pin
100% true. It's 100% true. There used to be people who would automatically, like, they would be in the back, which is why if, I don't know how conscious you were watching the second movie, but when they're in the back of that bowling alley, there's that whole space, and it's because there was people, employers, manually doing it.
Perhaps.
The more you know, I'm educating you right now.
This is now officially a Bowling Facts podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to get that from multiple angles. I love how they're all friends now. This movie feels like a product of the 80s, even though it came out recently.
They could be in there all.
What? Well, you have cameras? They snuck cameras into the bowling alley? Why? And you've got to be quiet to sneak into the place that everybody else is already in and partying and eating pizza and drinking beer? What?
People call me Turkey.
I'll bet they do.
That chick's voice is so deep.
So deep, I was gonna say that too.
Wait, you just showed him how to do it, and you got a strike.
So the older
Oh, no,
woman.
I see.
So the older woman broke her leg in 3 places just as production was beginning and
Ooh.
was in the middle of surgery while production was in progress. She only appears in flashbacks. I have to see who this woman is. It must be the... she's not in
Spider?
it. Yeah, she's not in it. Let's see.
Bothering you?
I have to see who this is.
Or maybe that was the Spider Girl. Or, yeah, Spider. Who, and then they wrote it and said she is in jail.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh man, I just realized that I fucked up the subtitles on the entire recording so far.
What? Do you want to start again?
No, God, no. No one cares. We haven't even been listening to what the movie's saying. I don't care. I don't think our audience is gonna care either.
Yeah.
Oh man, Grandma's pissed. Oh, no, that can't be her. She looked like she was limping though as she walked out of there, but she might have just been old as fuck.
What are you gonna do with that? Call your mommy?
Oh, what? Oh my god. It's just, this really isn't even a movie, Bubble. This is just a softcore porn, I think.
Chop chop.
It's already broken at the top.
And I saw that. Or it's like designed to come apart and it's just not sitting on there right.
But like, be
What the
careful
hell?
with this. Girl
Why are they fighting?
Because girl fight, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Can't believe you even questioned it.
Rip her shirt off.
Oh my god, is it just gonna pop up? He's gonna be like, hey!
Oh shit.
It broke exactly where it looked like it was gonna break.
Why is there horrible CGI coming out of this broken bowling trophy?
It is the same puppet! It just looks old. Look, they fixed his arm. I think it's the same voice actor. You think?
I don't. I don't know. It's been, I only vaguely remember the puppet.
The
from first
original,
one.
yeah, I could tell. How come they didn't use the same trophy?
I can't believe there's still 20 minutes in this movie.
Like, did we miss the part where they trapped the imp in a different trophy?
Probably. That would have been at the end of the movie, I assume.
Yeah.
You're like a genie
I love how the puppet has also aged 30 years.
Its arm looks like it had been ripped off, and you
Yeah.
can see where like the plastic is stretched, where the glue was.
Yeah. I love how his mouth is
What
like
about these wishes?
One each.
so morphed.
Make them good, make them count.
And they have the CGI blinking effect. It's basically what they did with Unwelcome,
What you want?
but
Cars?
not nearly as well.
Yeah, I do like how this puppet has his hands moving now. Like you can see that the expertise of puppeteer has moved. Because before they didn't even have any of his hands moving, I don't think. Like he would just stand awkwardly in a place and just...
For the perfect man.
Hey, what about me?
Yeah, you ain't it.
The man of your dreams
Oof.
is just
Denied.
So the difference between this movie is that they used a hot... we're getting a hot guy. A really hot
Tell
dude.
your dreams. Another satisfied customer. What about you, fella?
When he moves his hands up, you can see
I'm good.
the green outline where they didn't chroma key him out properly.
Twisted in your life.
Bro, I know. I want a shit ton of cash. Yeah, that's it. Cash out the ass.
What? Not
Cash out
cool?
the ass.
Sir,
I've waited all my life for you.
Ugh.
Okay,
So
the perfect man
mediocre.
would not be wearing
I'll never
fucking briefs like that.
What? Wrong. Okay, he has like perfect chest hair ratio.
Oh my god. Yeah, this Bubble, this isn't even a movie. This is just porn.
That's not what I believed. The other movie was a movie. It's like that movie that really like with the water bottles. What is it? And then they play football. They made a video game out of it.
What? The water bottles and then they played football in it?
Yeah, like it was like he was really bad, and then it's like it like took the room. It's called The Room. You haven't seen
They
that
made
movie?
a video game out of The Room?
They
What?
made a video game out of The Room. Yeah, it's really good.
Was that like a porno? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was. Okay, so I went in thinking that it was a movie, and then there was all these like sex scenes, and I was like, this is a porno. This is not.
Are we talking about the Tommy Wiseau film?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess I gotta go see that movie. I've never watched it. He's a nut buster bar? Oh, but he just
my
ate him!
God.
take that, Kit Kat.
The classic be careful what you wish
Who's
for.
next?
Knew it. He's gonna have cash coming out the ass. They have like one of those dollar bill guns behind them. I mean, this doesn't seem like too bad of a situation to be into.
At least this movie didn't have a virgin die.
Yeah, I hate virgin guys. Nothing turns women on more than oily trash movies. The only podcast in the world.
Let's decide.
I wish you would leave me alone.
Done and done.
She's alone.
Crap. Gag me with a spatula.
Gag me with a spatula? What?
You know what character I miss? The janitor who kept getting locked up in the door.
Ugh, I don't remember him.
Yeah, he was like he would keep trying to escape because he locked himself out. He's like, someone help me. And then
Oh!
he would finally get to unlock himself, and he would lock him back in. It was a funny, runny side gag.
Who just got murdered? Oh, yeah, that's right. She's gonna live forever. So she can't be killed. To at least scoop down and grab some of those bills. Yeah, there we go.
She's both male and female.
Yeah, she did say something in her wish about becoming one with the man. Do you remember that? Like that
Yeah.
specific wording?
I do like their costumes better.
She wished for her mom. Is that her mom? Oh my god, what if it is her mom? What? This doesn't make any sense.
I know, right? I guess we weren't listening to her tragic story. She probably talked about it, and we were like completely ignoring it.
You even said like totally classic that story about her being an orphan and being left off at the orphanage. Like,
It makes sense that that's her mom because she's like, yeah,
This
it was
one-
like deep in cocaine.
wait,
Partying.
Bitsy, this woman literally Ryan at, and now you're hugging her.
More far-fetched than that, but go ahead, give it a try, give it a whirl. Ask him his name.
She sounds like she's drinking already. She probably was drinking on set. She moved from cocaine to just drinking alcohol.
Bubble buns.
Bubble buns! Oh my god.
Welcome, my name is Bubble Bums. I'm Bubble Bums Barbie.
You gotta practice saying it a few times.
I
Bubble
know.
buns.
Bubble Bums. I'm Bubble Bums Barbie. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the original movie that I fell asleep to was better than this.
I think so.
What do we do with this?
Put it somewhere where no one can ever...
Yeah, what a horrible idea. Now you've got the imp, instead of being locked into a trophy, it's in a
Glass.
whiskey decanter that literally anyone who sees is the first thing they're gonna do is try to open it.
To drink it, yeah.
Aw, she loves her sisters. Oh god, you old hags.
You're so mean.
Well, what now?
They actually specifically made a green haze around them so that it looked more convincing without that green screen bleed in. Okay, so this was absolute shit.
Yeah. But at least it was shorter than the other one where we fell asleep. But yeah, this movie was terrible.
So not only was the movie terrible, I felt like it didn't even have a point. They ended up defeating the imp. Maybe we should have watched the first one because the women from the first one saved the day. You know, that's what you call a Deus Ex, where okay, you just have a ghost show up and the ghost solves all your problems.
I think I liked, even though I did fall asleep to the original movie, I think I liked that one better because the wishes were better. I hated that there wasn't really, like in the original, you had these women become the monsters and kill all the other cast members. But it makes sense. This is the second time the imp has escaped and it took 30 years.
Okay, I definitely remember way less of the first one than you did. I would say, so I can't compare the wishes. I would say the wishing part was actually my favorite part of this movie, which, admittedly, it's the only part of the movie that was an actual movie. But it did make me feel like the classic Gollum scenes with the riddles. And then this woman right here, she really was going all out, where it's like, oh, well, if I wish and I word it this way, and if I wish and I word it that way. And I thought that interplay where it's like, okay, the characters know what's happening. They understand the premise of the movie they're in, where normally people just act however the script needs them to act. And it's like, okay, you make wishes, and then the evil imp makes the wishes come true in horrible ways. We've seen that a million times. That was done all the way back in Twilight Zone. You could probably go all the way back to like Aesop's Fables to find shit like that happening, and all kinds of folklore stuff. But now you've got the character saying like, okay, we get it. How do we sort of wordplay our way out of this? And then that was interesting for a brief moment, and then they just abandoned it.
Right. I think obviously it was rushed because it only is 64 minutes long. I don't know. The original just seemed a little better with the characters. They built up to the characters. Although it was also short. I think it was only 80-some minutes, 82 minutes long. Not that long. Admittedly, we did fall asleep. Also, we were watching it very, very, very late. So that might also contribute to
And we were on
film.
drugs.
Yeah, that's right.
And drunk.
Yeah, that's right. We were. So that might play to it because we were able to watch this. It wasn't as bad. So therefore, I don't think the original is going to be as terrible. Let's see.
I like the filming locations, both the sorority house and the bowl. I mean, this is obviously a real bowling alley that they had access to, so everything looks pretty authentic. And I like that. This is more just me praising bowling alleys. Bowling alleys sort of always have a retro 80s feel to them. You know, there's no like, even if you go to like Glow Bowling or whatever, there's really no ultra modern bowling.
Right. I do love that. Like in my area, there's a bowling. My favorite place is like a bowling alley bar place. It's so good. It's like that nostalgia, just like you say. And it's like a feel you can't get anywhere else, right? I do like the set. I do like the... I mean, the acting was pretty bad. I really didn't like the acting that
Even
much.
Bitsy with her... I swear that's a fake deep voice that she was putting on. Probably for the movie. Probably because that was like what her character
I don't
called
think
for.
so. I don't think so because her character is her. The drugged skinny chick that we kept talking about, it was her character. That's why it's her mother. She's supposed to be the bad girl who's out there stealing money. Oh, that's another thing. The props. The props were hilarious.
Is this right
the
here
director.
the director? I like this dog. It's like a corgi in like a shirt or something for some reason.
I do like that they went out of the way to make it kind of 80s vibe. And also like I don't know, how they're in their like 80s playmate vibe, like her suit, her little one piece.
Well, even the makeup that she's putting on looks very, pinup model type.
Oh, I did like that they incorporated modernness to it by having security cameras and for some reason having the 3 nerds who are not really nerds go into the bush area to something they already hacked to all just watch together. They're so stupid, but it's hilarious and it was fun. Overall, this movie was fun to me. It was the perfect short and everything I've asked for. It has hot babes. It has hot dudes as well. Like, these guys are very attractive.
Well, yeah, and as we know, the metric for good cinema is how hot the people in the movie are.
Mm-hmm. I would have liked...
This scene did not work at all with the whipped cream.
No, it didn't. It was just so stupid.
They should have done the paddling scene. I think that would have worked better. I think that would have been sexier.
I think her character, the goth chick, the thief, the rebel, she didn't in the first movie. It made sense. The reason why I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember when they go into the bowling alley, they ask one of the nerds, hey, you're so smart, can you pick the door, unlock it? And then they're like, oh man, do you guys have a bobby pin? And one of them just pushes the door so they realize that it was unlocked. And and it's because the rebel is already in there stealing the machines, right? Stealing all the money, all the cash, all that's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so the rebel was in there because she was already in there stealing stuff. That made sense. This here doesn't make sense to me. Like, yes, she's in there because of college tuition, blah, 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 blah. But why is she even in college? Like, she's...
Well, and then it was revealed that the sorority mother was her actual mother, and maybe we just weren't paying attention, but I feel... So you could have had it like, oh, she only got accepted into this sorority and into this university with a scholarship because her mother was pulling the strings behind the back. Like maybe the mother could have been like the school dean or an administrator who would have that kind of power, and she is trying to do her best to whatever you call that. I don't know. It's still too early, but. She wanted to redeem herself. She needed her redemption arc for having Ryan her only daughter and abandoned her at an orphanage. So that could have maybe worked out. The fact that they specifically told the guy, like, what, you've never wanted to be a rapper. Why are you wishing to be a rapper? And it's like, oh, well, they only did that so they could use that very specific wordplay and turn him into a candy bar rapper. So, I don't know, I would have maybe had him try to be an aspiring, like, shitty SoundCloud rapper at the beginning, just so that there's some cohesiveness in, make them characters, give them character arcs, or just have them be stupid, dumb bimbos. You know what? I cut all of that. I take back everything I said. This is exactly what we wanted from Float, where it was just a bunch of dumb bimbo characters. And you know what? It worked.
And there was a 3 shower scene, which I'm sure you enjoyed. I preferred the way the original movie did it. Like, it was just a woman taking a shower, but it was hot because the guys were like, oh my god, she's hot, because she was a hot woman, right? And she's just doing those things. And the fact that it was 2 women doing it because they got whipped cream all over, like that, it made sense, where this one really didn't. They were just all taking a shower because that's, I mean, it's fine.
Well,
Fine.
it was after the whipped cream scene, but the Bitsy didn't actually get any whipped cream on her, so she had no reason to be in the shower.
Well, like you said, just to up the original.
Up the ante. Well, they should have... Yeah, you're right.
Like, really, this movie is everything we've asked for. So, therefore... Why
are we complaining?
I think it gets a bubblegum. Just one bubblegum. It's better than Unwelcome. It's better than Alone at Night, maybe. Yes, it is. So it wasn't, and the length of it is just perfect. It doesn't take too long. Yes, I wish, I'm just really wishing that there was a little more character build to it. I wish there was more backstory. All in all, I wish there was more of the original inspiration, like things that the original movie did do right, like the spanking. Like, that was funny. The nerds going into the house getting caught. And then with your idea, if he wants to be a rapper, like, have the rapper try to woo. Once they got caught, he's like, let me give you a serenade.
Have him spitting stupid cringe, like talking like he wants to be a rapper,
Right, and that would have been funny. That's the thing. A lot of the comedy really felt dry here. But all in all, I do like this. It gets a bubblegum for me.
Yeah, I suppose it could have used polish, and it feels like this is obviously something that was cobbled together and rushed out and filmed probably in 3 days. So it's tough to be critical, because the movie, at the end of the day, is exactly what it's supposed to be, which is a sleazy... It's almost like it's almost in the same vein of Kill Her Goats, where it's this sleazy throwback to this age of cinema, where Kill Her Goats was throwing back to all the exploitation horror films, and this is... Oh, really, even the original Sorority Babes movie is kind of in its own league, because it seems like just one of those sleazy college, boner comedy type movies, raunchy type stuff, Porky's, and then it just takes a hard left turn in the final act where this demon comes out and kills everybody. But I don't know. I don't know. Would you recommend this movie?
No, probably not. I mean, it's a type of niche for people. If you feel like you have that niche, I recommend it. But all in all, I would probably recommend the 80s movie over this one. Because, like, the other one had a little more gore. Like, there was the idea of it, right? Like, it did hit a lot of the gore. What I wish this movie had that the 80s movie didn't have was, I want more gore. If they would have had more gore with their kills, but they were completely vanilla. Like, you had the woman who got hit with a what are those things called?
The styrofoam bowling pin.
The styrofoam bowling pin, and then she just had her hair up. Like, it wasn't even gross. Like, it didn't have a good special effects team, I suppose. I would have wished to have gore, because it feels like the first movie had a little more gore, although they didn't show it that much. They had a guy who
a woman got set on fire.
There was a woman. Yes, that's right. There was someone who got set on fire. There was a guy the virgin, who got his face fried, deep fried, and then had him. Yeah, that's what I was hoping off of this movie. Like, okay, we have gone so far with our puppeteering, we have gone far with our special effects, we have gone with our CGI. I'm excited to see this 2021 film just completely go all the way with its score. Having, like, even in the original movie, they had one guy get decapitated. The a fat dude, he got decapitated, the one
Oh
who
my
asked for
God.
gold. And
No.
the villain, she used his head and rolled it down the pin. Like, I was hoping for stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, imagine today what special effects could now do for it to just look so uncomfortable. And there was none of that there in this film. Maybe I'm gonna take back my Bublegum now that I'm thinking about it. But I did like it more than I liked Alone at Night. Man, I'm gonna have to think about this.
I would say this formula really does work, where you start out like, oh, let's just get everybody roped in with naked women showering. That's a great hook for a movie. And this movie really shined. Like, maybe cut out some of this sorority pledge stuff. I guess that is, like, you know, your setup for your premise. That's your first act. This sequence here with the wishing, I think, definitely could have been fleshed out more. Like you said, let's get more gore, let's get more creative kills, let's have more interplay between the goblin, this Harold, as his name is, and our victims, and maybe flesh that out a bit. But at an hour and 2 minutes runtime, I feel like you could keep the hour runtime and just maybe cut 10 minutes from the first half and flesh out a few more, you know, savor those kills, because at the end of the day, this is a horror comedy as it's billed. Let's get some of the horror. We've got the comedy, we've got the raunchy comedy at the beginning, and then let's get the funny, campy horror in the second half, where these poor college kids are just impaled or are suffering just complete cosmic horror as they're cast out into the cosmos of space. Like, let's sink our teeth into that, savor it, and I think that would improve this a bit. But at the end of the day, this is such a shit film. I don't know. It's like this movie's meant to be bad.
I really like this. I think I'm really into this sorority babes, skee ball genre. I do like this series. Like, it's a terrible movie. It really is, but it's also very fun. And you don't really have to see the first one. But I just wish that the gore was there. I wish that they savored each kill. I wish that they made it more personal. I think with the time gap, they could have savored each one character's death. Like, we only watched the first 10 minutes. We watched the first kill, which is the first kill, which on the original movie is the guy who's like, I got fool's gold, the one who wished the wish first, and like going in with that schedule, like the one who wished first dies first, one who wished second dies second, because there's a time gap between the wishes when it goes dark. They think that it's a good thing, and then savoring all those, like, kill her ghosted, savoring all those stats. And I feel that the original did that a little more, although they were reserved and conservative back then with the gore. It would have been fun that this one was more raunchy and out there, and they weren't. So I'm very disappointed. I am left unsatisfied because that's what I was hoping for. They didn't do it for me, and I'm upset.
It's like they cranked up the sexuality,
yeah,
and then didn't crank up anything else. So
which I'm surprised because when we were talking about watching this movie, I told you, watch, they're going to be reserved with their nudity, but they're going to go all out with the gore, which did not happen, as you just said. I'm shocked.
And with a lot of modern horror movies, the reason the gore is toned down so much is because if you get that PG-13 rating, you can get more money because you have a wider release and you've got more potential ticket sales. But when you've already got your movie filled with so many titties that you're obviously going to be rated R, why not include the gore too? And I just want to, I have this pause here so you can see how terrible these CGI blinking eyes are.
Oh, yeah. Ah. You know, this puppet wasn't too bad. I love seeing, it's nostalgic, like actually seeing a puppet in it. And I believe it is the original one.
It is not, Bubble. We've been over this. I sent you screenshots of both of these back to back, showing you that this one looked way worse. But
because he aged 30 years, the puppet has aged
first of all,
literally 30 years.
That thing's made out of latex. It would have completely dissolved in 30 years. But since it is actually a puppet, and it seems strange that it's green screened into all of the scenes and green screened very poorly. When it's a puppet, why not just have the guy there with the puppet on set going blah 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 blah, I'm Harold.
But in the original movie, I'm wondering if they did that because in the original movie he was CGI'd in. He was.
Was he? Well,
yeah.
Could have been.
Yeah. Like when he was on the trophy, when he came out of the trophy and he's on the side of this weird thing, like it was so weird. But it worked better than this. I think I'm gonna watch both movies again.
I wish we had done a double feature for this episode because we could have compared them back to back.
Right. Would you watch this again?
This movie, I might watch the first one again just because I fell asleep halfway through. I don't know. We're not going to watch this again, Bubble. And no, I wouldn't ever watch this again.
I would watch this again. I would watch both of them again. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of into it, of its ugliness. And I think there's a potential a cult classic which already exists, I believe, with an older generation, obviously, because this movie was made in the 80s. I think this has potential to continue the newer generation. Like, I think college kids would probably laugh at this drunkly. I think it has potential for being a cult classic. I think it's better than the Mario movie. I think this is way better than that Mario movie. And they're both made around the same era. That's all I guess I'm going to say about it.
All right. That's it. I guess my review, my rating, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I kind of want to give this just a flat 0, like I did with Unwelcome, even though I ended up lowering Unwelcome.
I say don't say anything until next episode, and then I think you'll be able to find more of your rating when you put it into your list of things. I think for me, it's going to be on top of Unwelcomed, which is Unwelcome did better than Alone at Night. It did better than Jeepers Creepers. It did better than Cryo. I think it's above that. So just keep it reserved. Don't rate it yet. Find out next episode what Daddy WarBux rates this movie.
Okay, and before I cut this episode, you're not going to be able to see this, but this scene right here, where they're outside of the Dickie Lanes, I'm going to pull up the Google Maps here. This is the actual, they're actually in front of the real life Dickie Lanes Recreation Center, and you can see it's the exact same, 3275. It's even got, it looks like it's closed down and abandoned. I don't think this place is open anymore, unfortunately, but you can see it's got the exact same hours here, the sign, and yeah, this is, we found it. This is Dickie Lanes from Cleveland, Ohio. We've just doxed them, I guess.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it even has the same Michelob.
That's great. I don't know. I love this
great.
movie.
That's great continuity. Oh, all right. Bubba loves it. Definitely go watch it. She gives this 750,000 bubble gums.
One bubble gum, just one, because they doesn't get a higher. It would have gotten a higher rating if they gave me the gore. They did not.
All right.
They did not.
I'm gonna call this a wash. No WarBux. No buckets of oil. But we're gonna find out next week what I really thought about this. So make sure to tune in. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. We love you, especially Biscuit. We love you too, Biscuit. Thank you for being our biggest fan. And for everybody else who's watching this, thank you.
I recommend watching that guy wearing Biscuit. I recommend you wearing a blue jacket like that. That will look really good on you. The guy who survives this one right here, that will look really good on Biscuit. That's all.
right. Until next time, you've been watching Oily Trash Movies. Take care. Comb your hair.
And remember to mace directly in the face.
Bye.